Good evening, everybody. How you all doing? Thanks for joining me. You can see there's a few people already in the side chat. It looks like it's bouncing already, which is pretty cool. So tonight I thought we'll go and do a little bit of 308 loading just so YouTube know. I've already sized, neck turned, and primed these. So it's not going to be a full video on loading ammunition. It's just going to be powder and seating a bullet. So the main part of this has already been done. So we've seen this, me doing the neck cutting on this before. So just to let YouTube know, it's not a full video on making a bullet. It's just going to be dropping some powder and seating a bullet tonight. The rest of it's been done before. So just to get that out of the way, just so they know. And what we're going to be loading it for is that up there. That's my custom 308. It's been built on a Masterpiece Arms chassis. There's a Defiance. I got blank. The head and all is Defiance, and it's got a custom Brax barrel on it. It's nice and heavy all the way through. Sorry, Defiance Action. It's got a Brax barrel all the way through, and it's sitting on with a rugged suppressor. It's got an Atlas bipod on it, which is really nice. And I believe this one has got the Beres scope on it, Beres 2 scope. So this was all custom made by Keith at Phoenix Custom Rifles here in Phoenix. He's built 4 for me now. So this is the one that we're going to be loading for tonight. So let's quickly run through who's on here. Say hi to everybody. So AR Guns 1776 was on first. Elliot joined us first. Thorax is with us. Michael Dunn. VAO Walter's with us. Good to see you guys. Bamba Dad is with us. G23. Let's see. Just going down there. There's a few people commented that they're looking forward to seeing that zero press in action. That's a beautiful press, and we'll go through it tonight, guys. You can have a look at it. G23's with us. (1903A4) has joined us. Duffer 426. Andre D'Angelo is with us. GGW Outdoors. Gene reloading from the hot pot is with us. Abigail Finnegan, I believe her last name is. I hope I haven't ruined that. Abigail Finnegan is with us. Rich B. Dale Pogue has joined us. Info Brothers. GGW Outdoors. Phil Peterson Farms in Nashville. Good to see you. That side chat is bouncing, guys. Really appreciate it. That's great. So tonight's show is number 24. So it's going to be hashtag Mac24. So that's going to get you in the draw. So we'll just quickly show it, and I'll show it again later. We're just going to have a couple of stickers again. I got the channel logo sticker. I got this FN Scar sticker that I picked up at the gun store. Little pocket screwdrivers that you all seen before. Little magnet, little pocket screwdriver. And I got the Mac Tools beanie. Just what we need in this hot weather, but it's always something good to give away. So there's a little beanie there as well. So there's those there. I just wanted to show you one thing, guys. I went into my local gun store tonight. I did pick up a pistol, and I will show an unboxing that later. But he has some reloading equipment there. So I picked up, one thing, it's stupid. All this equipment I got in my loading room, I haven't got a beam scale. So I picked up this RCBS model 505 reloading scale. And to look at it, I don't think it's ever been used. looking at the pan and everything, I don't think it's ever been used. And believe it or not, I picked this up for if you can see that, $10, and that was in the gun store. So that was one thing I picked up, and then I managed to get hold of some Hornady 500 S&W. You can see that, focus that. 500 S&W, 500 grain XTPs, brand new box. It's never been opened. By the looks of it, it's just torn up a bit. And I picked them up for $30 for 50 rounds. So that was quite nice. Also got hold of some of these from Midway, 308. These are 160 grain. 160 grain boat tails with this little plastic top on them. I don't know how many are in there. It's pretty close to a full box, and I got those for $30. And the last two were the biggest bargains. I picked up CCI small rifle Magnum primers. There's 8 sleeves in there. There was 2 already gone. I picked them up for $25. And then there's a full sleeve 1000. I picked them up for $40. So $65 for 1800 Magnum small rifle primers. So I was pretty pleased with that. That was a good score. So it is out there, guys. We can still find it. And if we look, and he happened to have 2 shotgun loaders in there as well, and he had the boxes of all the pellets and hulls and everything all down there as well. So some guy must have given up loading, or somebody brought it all in one go. So I didn't pick up those. So but yeah, I think that was a good little pickup there. AR Gun says the 505 is a good scale. Michael Dunn says nice haul. Like I said, it's weird. I've all the stuff here, all the scales I got, everything. I haven't got a beam scale, and I never bought one. And I'm watching people, especially Walter, talking about it. It's something I need, because you never know. Electric could go off, and I'm going to do some loading, and now I got the beam scale to go ahead and do it. So that was pretty good. Bubba Triclops Ballistics is with us. How you doing, Bubba? Good to see you. Let's see if anybody else has joined us. No, I think we're good. So don't forget, hashtag Mac24 for tonight. And that'll get you in the draw. Let me just switch my phone off. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to just do the powder drop and the seating of the bullet. Like I said earlier, we're not going to make a full bullet. We're not going to manufacture a full bullet. We're just going to do a certain section. So I'd already gone through on an earlier stream and shown you this Starline brass. And to be honest, you guys, this is probably one of the best batches of brass I've ever bought. It didn't really need the neck trimming, because when we actually run it through, if you can remember from that video, it was in really good shape. So we have trimmed it so they're all uniformed and they're all the same thickness. But very, very good quality brass. I got to take my hat off to those guys at Starline. They're really producing good products. So yeah, really good quality. So we already sized these, got them ready. The neck trimmed, and I seated them with Federal, I think it was 210 large primers. So I did that a little bit earlier. So they're all ready. So we've got 50 there. I've already made up just a couple of loads earlier just to make sure all the machinery is working fine. So we were good on that. And let me see, Ron Wayne has joined us. Good to see you, Ron. Thorax, I think I said hello earlier. Michael Dunn is there. So let me bring you over to the scales, and we'll drop some powder. And so we're going to use the my FN 120i scales. We've got the V4 trickler on top. It's all set up, ready to go. And then obviously, like you've seen before, we can actually run this off the app. So I've already set in, I'm going to run these at 42.5 grains, and we're using Vargate. I managed to get this 8-pound jug. I've never used Vargate before. This is going to be my first time using it. So we got it set up. I had to change the settings on this because it was, when I'm normally dropping powder, I got this on speed 6. But what was happening, it was running on 6 and it was overthrowing every time. Instead of dropping 42, it was dropping 44s, 45s. So I've actually slowed this down to the slower setting on the big turn here. So at least now we're getting closer. For some reason, this stick powder, this Vargate stick powder, needs to go a lot slower. So like I said, 42.5, we got the pan ready. So that's in there ready. Gone back to 0, and then just hit the target button. And there you go. So the big wheel turns first, the main drive. It's dropping down to like 41 grains, and now it's switched over to the smaller feed tube. And it's feeding out. And there you go, 42.5, 42.48, 42.5. And I use these, they're called Extreme Hardcore Gear USA, if you can see that. And they actually fit perfectly over the brass. If you can see in there as well. There's a little lip in there that the brass butts up to. So when we're dropping powder, it all goes into the pan. This back just a touch, you can see all this. So all it is a straightforward pull it out. Can just drop it in. Make sure it's all out. That'll reset and go again. And then just make sure every time you do this, move the powder measure. As soon as you finish, move the powder measure so you don't want to get a double charge. So we'll go through and we'll load 10, and then we'll go over and we'll go over onto the 0 press. There you go, 42.5. Any questions out there, guys, just throw them out. I'm going to try and keep an eye on the questions coming in as well. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, Gun says Vargate is the best to throw. It does throw nice, but like I said, I just had to make a few adjustments to the machine. Michael Dunn says 308 and 30-06 both love my Vargate loads. VAO says I drool every time I see that scale. Thank you, Walter. Yeah, I love the scale. It was a real nice addition to the loading room. You can see with 42.5, you see in there, it's not really filling up too much. There's plenty of room for the bullet to sit in there. You can see the powder and everything in there. Plenty of room. I'm not going to have any compressed loads. I never go and push these to compress loads. And it'll be the first time using Vargate. I've been using, I'm trying to think what I loaded my last lot up with. Here, just have a quick look. So I managed to get about 15 pound of Norma 213B, and that's what I've been loading up my 308s with up until now. And it's a very, very nice powder. It throws well, and it's very consistent in different heats. And I've had really good success with it. So, but I just wanted to try something different. So like I said, I managed to get hold of the Vargate, and we're going to give it a go. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks before we can actually go out and see how they perform because of the heat over here. But we've had storms the last 2 nights. We've had rain, and I think it's the first time in 25 days we're actually under 110 degrees. We got to, I think, 102 today, so we are getting there. It is getting better. So once this temperature breaks a little bit, I'm going to get out. I got so many guns that I want to shoot, so many videos I want to make out there. So we're going to have a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys saw the interview I did with Hillbilly Up last Monday. I've had a lot of good feedback from it. People seem to like the way I got it set up, and so we're gonna continue doing that. And I always appreciate feedback, good or bad. I want to know what you think, what I can do to make it better, because I just want to make it enjoyable for all you guys to watch. And AR asks Bubba, how's the reloading going? So this time it's thrown a little bit high. So I'm going to dump the powder back and redo it. It was about 0.2 grains over where I wanted to be. So we can redo that one. Bubba says it's going good if Brownells knew how to deliver on time. That's pretty much everybody, I'm afraid, Bubba. I think the best has always been Midway. They seem to be, they've got their load in and delivery all set up nice. So you can see it just finished tipping there. I'm going to switch this off. So all I need to do is to go, so it doesn't go auto, is just hit the button here. Goes back to blue, so it won't drop anymore. That one went, again, a little bit too high for what I want. So let's just drop that one and just do another one. So I'm still getting used to this scale. I didn't realize how much I'd have to adjust it for this stick powder. But now I slowed it right down. It's still jumping up. Still dropped a few too many there. Get that. Just get it right. Hopefully this one will be closer. And even though these are only going to be like test rounds, I'm still breaking this barrel in on this rifle, 42.5. So it's going to be the first time I actually fire this brass. So it's all going to get fire formed. So it doesn't have to be super, super consistent at the moment, but I want to get it as close as I can because I still like all the consistency. So I'm going to move this over here, guys, so you can see this press. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Bring the bullets over here as well. So the ones I'm going to be using, I got these Hornady Match hollow points. They're 168 grain. These are quite old. I managed to buy a big batch of these off a guy, and they're very, very consistent. They're all very close together. So those are what we're going to be using there. So with the press, let's see if I can. So this is the Area 490 press. So it's basically, you've got no movement in the ram, very, very tight tolerances. The head locks. So, and to undo the head, you can just take out this Allen key and then it turns. But once you've got it set in the position, obviously this is my seating die. Once it's set in the position, you just tighten this up and it's got a clicker on it. It's like a little torque wrench. And it locks in, so the head is locked. So that doesn't move. So everything is great there. And then to set the shell holder, you can just use normal shell holders on it. You unscrew the cap, take this little plate out, and this plate then just slots around the shell holder. You sit it back inside. There is a little rubber ring in there to give it support. So that just sits there, and then just screw the cap back down, snip it up, and there you go. It still turns in your hand. You can still move it, but very, very secure, no movement. And we get really good results from this. You can use there is a hole here on the front, so you can deprime on it, and the old primers can drop out into this little catch pan that's underneath. I don't deprime on it. This is going to be a clean press. I do all my depriming on my dirty press over there. So solid aluminum, real heavy press. Where the handle goes in here, it's all solid aluminum. The legs here, all solid. And then a steel handle. And then on the top of the ball, if you can see that turn in, it's on some bearings, so it just turns in your hand. So when you're pulling down on it, it's really comfy in your hand. And I've got it set up on a inline fabrication quick change mount. It doesn't move. I don't get it moved at all. It just sits here. So that's a basic rundown of the press. I'm using the Reading competition dies. So this is a neck, just a neck sizing die. And then obviously then we use the body die to bump the shoulder back 2 thou, and the seating die. With my bolt actions, I'm not crimping. So there's no crimping going on there as well. So let me get the mouse so I can keep up to date with the comments. Okay, I can see Mark Thomas has joined us, Doug Thomas has joined us. Just going to go back a little bit, say hi to everybody. Info Brothers there, Mark Thomas. Hi, good to join. Thanks for joining us, Mark and Doug. C&T Designs and Arms. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. CW Longshot is with us. Thanks for joining us, CW. Really appreciate it. And I think that's caught back up to date with everybody there. Okay, so I have this set up already, so we're not going to do any adjustments. I'm going to do another. I could do a video on this whole setup of the press at a later date, but I just want you to see roughly how it's working. So it's as simple as just getting the shell case, dropping it in, the 168 grain boat tail, and just slowly bring it up into the die. These dies are spring loaded. The outer shaft does push up into it. So as you see, as we come down, it's just about to contact there. And then it pushes the spring loaded case all the way in. So you can see it keeps everything in line. So everything is straight, everything is in line. And it drops back down. And there you go. Seated. And the measurement. .2.80. So it's a basic setting because, like I said, all I'm doing is fire foaming at the moment, breaking the barrel in, and so they don't have to be. I'm not gonna be chasing the lance at the moment. You can see they're perfect. Drops into the case. And it just drops out. You can see there's no, just comes straight out. Let's get another one done. Like I said, it just pops in. Line your bullet up as straight as you can get it. Just sit it in there on the boat tail. Bring it up nice and slow. And I hold it there just for a few seconds. It's just me. I don't think you need to do it. But once it's sat all the way down, I hold it there and bring it back down. And there you can see it's all done. Once we've done a few of these, I've got a gauge set up here so we can check the run out of the bullet. We see how close we are with the... What you're trying to do, you're trying to bring the same tension on the handle all the time. You don't want to be fast or bang it. You want to try and do the same tension and pull the speed all the time. So you're keeping everything nice and consistent. You want to try and get everything repeatable and as much consistency as you can. So again, same speed, same pressure. Just hold it there for a couple of seconds to seat, and then out it comes. We can drop it into here again. You can see this. Perfect. It drops out. And my measurement. This one is 2.78. So it's 2 thou shorter. But you can see for some reason there's a little bit of a notch in the hollow point, so the bullet itself might have had a little bit of a ding on the top. And we can just run this one up again. Perfect. So it is an expensive press, guys, don't get me wrong. Let me just go back and see this, if there's any. Info Brothers asking, Macman, do you crimp your rifle cartridges? No, I don't. I neck size them to hold the tension that I want. They're normally, I can't think of the top of my head at the moment, but no, I don't neck size. I don't crimp them. On my AR-10 and my Springfield M1A, I will crimp them because it obviously is a semi-automatic and they slam them in a little bit. So I put a little bit of crimp on them. I don't like to do it, but I will put a little bit of crimp on them. But with all my bolt actions, they don't have any crimp. It's just the tension of the when I neck size them. I'm reloading. That is a very long handle on the press. Does it ever seem long to you? You can. Let me show you this. It's all adjustable. So you can see I've got about 2 or 3 inches down here. You can take this bolt off on the other side and you can slide this handle down. But to be honest with you, Walter, I just like it because it gives it a little bit of a weight. So it seems to be more consistent when you're doing it. And it's not that from here where I'm standing, it's not that long really. It's just the way I set it up. I could shorten it a little bit, but it would probably catch on my bench. It seems to be perfect. I quite like it there. It's roughly about 1 inch or so above the head, and it seems to work really well. I don't have any issues with it. And it is a long handle. Dwayne 7834 has joined us. So CW, does that press not have cam over? No, you do not put cam over on this press at all. With it being locked down, CW, it locks down here and everything is fixed. there is no cam over on it. I found that it just, once you set your dies, you're bumping your shoulder, your neck size, and you're doing everything. You don't need the cam over on it. I've never had an issue. They've always been consistent, but they tell you in the videos when setting this up, you just bring it and it stops. You don't want to put no cam over on this at all. It just so it touches and it goes tight. Let's see if there's anybody else. Petra, is that right? Petra 117. I hope I've said that right. Petra 117. That's a new name I haven't seen. Thanks for joining us. You're very welcome. And they say, hi everyone, I'm going to start reloading 308 and 9mm. Yes, 2 great cartridges and pretty good ones to start off with as well. So thanks for joining us. Let's see if we get the questions here. CW, I like the idea of an ultra well-made press, but will it make better accurate ammo than what I make now? I don't know, CW. I bought this press because I didn't have a press big enough to do my 338 Laport. So this one is big enough to do 338 Laport. But so far, since I've been using it, the accuracy that I'm getting from my rounds is way better than what I'm getting out of the T7. All the measurements, all the runouts and everything I'm getting, the tolerances are so much tighter using this press. But as you know, I like to shoot out 1,000 yards plus. I've been out to 1622. So maybe at that sort of range, this press would be well worth it because you're getting the accuracy a long way out. Is it going to be better than what you're loading now? I would probably say yes. If I had to say a yes or no answer, I would say yes. It would give you better consistency. There's a lot of guys, these competition shooters that are on YouTube, and nearly all of them have started using this press now for their competition stuff because of the consistency and everything with it. So, but I wanted a really nice press to use to do my hand, well, basically not hand loads, but this type of loading, and something big enough where I could do my 338 Laport. So, Mark is welcoming Petra, Dwayne 7834. Everybody's saying hi to Petra. It's really good. Good of you to join us. CW, no cam over is a killer for me. It doesn't, you don't need it on this type of rounds, CW. You don't need the cam over. You're getting the exact neck tension. You're getting the right bump on the shoulder. It's loading out. It doesn't need it. It really does. But then saying that, all my bolt action rifle rounds, I'm not sizing them back. All I'm doing is I'm sizing the neck and I'm bumping the shoulder 2 thou and 4 thou on my semi-automatic stuff. So I don't need the cam over on it. What did he say in here? You can see why, because you're having to go so slow. Like that changes the consistency of everything you do. I'm going slow because it's just me. It's the way that I want to do it. It just feels right. You could probably do it at the normal speed. It's not going to harm anything. but I'm a bit OCD. I just think I might be wrong. It might not be getting better consistency, but I just like to do it a little bit slower. James Pollard, I was going to buy 2 until he said no cam over. Michael Dunn, I don't have cam over on mine either. Does just fine. Yeah, you don't notice it. You will not notice the difference. I'm just going down. Misty Mrs. Wayne has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, everybody. Let me just go in here and put this up. To enter in the draw for tonight, it's hashtag Mac24. Let me get that up there so you can see it. There you go. Hashtag Mac24. That's going to get you in the draw tonight. Okay, so we've done 10 rounds. So I'm going to bring you over onto here and we can see. Let me see if I can get this all focused in here. So I got this like Hornady gauge here. I'm going to try and get it in nice and close so you can see. Hopefully you can see the gauge. Okay, so bring these over here. I'll be honest with you, this is not the best gauge. It's a little bit of a fiddle to get it all in and working. You could do with an extra hand, but I've seen the Sinclair one or the Reading one, which I think I'm going to be getting, which I want to get next. Okay, so hopefully, let me see if I can just zoom in on that just a touch. Sorry about this, guys, if it's a shaky bit, but once I got it going, let me see if I can get rid of. There you go. Okay, so this is straight out of that machine. We've loaded that bullet, and then this one has got I would say 2,000 maybe. Not so good, that one isn't, but you just. Yeah, that's come a little bit better. So let me put that one in there. Pull this other one out. Okay, so this one's just at 80.5. As I'm turning that, you can see there's, no, it's settled. It's less than 1,000 of runout on that bullet. So that one is less than 1,000 straight out of that machine, having to do any adjustment. Let's try another one in there. And there you go on that one, look. That pin is probably not even moving 1/4 So that's where the accuracy is coming in, CW, when we're talking about this. Try another one. So seating the bullets. Let's try that one again. So that's 2,000. So that one is about 2 thou. I'm just going to just a touch while I'm here, so I may as well just adjust it. There we are. We're down to 1 thou there adjustment. So try another one. And there we go. And there we got probably, hope you can see this, guys, probably just under 2 thou of runoff on that one. So I know when I was doing this before and I was running on the T7, most of these were 3 plus of runout. Just get that to settle in there, and then we can do it. There we are, around just under 2 thou again on that one. So and the last one. So once it beds in a little bit, we got 1.5 thou maybe on that one. So you can see they're very consistent with the seating depths. Move this back over here. So they're very consistent with the seating depths on that press. You can turn out, once you've got it set up, you can turn out a lot of ammo on it. I will do I'll probably do a longer video on the whole setup of everything and going through it, just to do it. I just wanted to show you tonight a little run through of how I do my 308 on it. Chris from the 740 has joined us. Good to see you, Chris. Yeah, hashtag Mac24 will get you in the draw, guys. So everybody else who joined us, we've got the Mac Tools little logo badge. I got the little FN scar sticker. We got the pocket screwdrivers. It's my signature giveaway, little magnet on top, flat screwdriver. And this week I just found another, what we need in this hot weather, little Mac Tools beanie with a little red logo on it. It'll always come for the winter, guys, but there's a little beanie hat there as well. So hashtag Mac24 will get you in the draw for that. And I will do the draw in a few minutes. I'm just going down to see if there's any other. Mark's Trapping and Outdoor joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. James Pollard is with us. Good to see you, James. It's James saying, I think you're paying more for the press smoothness for the bearings, not so much for more accuracy than a good single stage press. What I'll try and do for you guys is I will load up just some 308 on the Redding T7, and I'll also do a batch on the 0419. And when it cools down a bit, I'll go out to the range and we'll run a test to see if there is, whether we do it at 100, 200, 300 yards. And I'll do a test to see if there is an improvement with using that press, just to show you guys. From what I've used it on my 7mm mag, my 300 Win mag, my 308 and my 338 Lapore. The only one I can't compare is the 338 because I can't load that on anything else. But those 3 others, I'm definitely getting tighter groups with this with this press than I am on the Reading T7. And I'll make a video. Once it cools down, I'll get out there and I'll make a video up. And you can see that. Hopefully you can see the difference. Hillbilly Up has joined us. 67 Rebel SST is out there. Chessboard is with us. Good to see you. So just hashtag Mac24, guys. That'll get you in the draw. We'll do this draw in a minute or so. I got 20 entries. And it looks like there's 35 on at the moment. So if any more of you want to jump on, just hashtag Mac. 24 will get you in the draw. And with all the new guys that are joined, so just a quick run through. Let me zoom in a little bit on that. So that's what I'm loading for. So that's my custom 308. So it's a Masterpiece Arms chassis. It's got the Defiance action. It's running a 22-inch Brax heavy barrel, non-fluted. It's just a down and out heavy barrel. I'm not going to be carrying this for hunting. This is just for bench shooting when I'm going to do my long range shooting. There's a rugged suppressor on there. It's got the Atlas adjustable bipod up here, and it's running on I think it's a 5 or a 6 round magazine, and the Bearers 2 scope. So that's my setup that we're actually loading for now. So this is one of 4 custom rifles I've had built. Clint Simmons has joined us. Good to see you. What is CW saying here? I run about 8 pieces of 8mm rim. I just rode it last night through my cage. It's about 1/2 to 3/4 of a thou runout, loaded on the rock chucker. You've got it sus, CW. You're getting it pretty nice, pretty consistent. Looks like you don't want to be spending the money on the zero press. 2 live moves joined us. Good to see you. So this one has got the diamond. I think that's the make of it. It's the diamond trigger. Super light. It's probably a pound, maybe under a pound pull on it. It's super, super tight. A super soft pull on it. But it's one of those diamond triggers. I got them I think I got them in 3 of my custom guns. So they work out really well. There's quite a bit of adjustment on them, but I have them set. The gunsmith sets them up for me. To be honest with you, he sets everything up. He takes this, he shoots it, sets everything up. And I don't really mess around with it. It feels really nice when I shoot it. And I don't really want to be touching or adjusting it because it's set up to where it should be. Jimmy Pretty, sorry, P-R-E-T, Pretty has joined us. Good to see you. Glad you could join us. Thorax is saying, Mark, man, I could see you reloading crafted ammunition for some of the English, African safari rifles, 416, 404 Jeffrey, and some other nitro cartridges. Yeah, I've never shot any of those. I've never done anything with any of those. Those are big cartridges, and they're probably fun to shoot. But going out doing a safari and shooting some of those African animals, I think is a little bit out of my reach at the moment. I'd love to do it, but I think it's a bit out of my price point at the moment. Unless my numbers come up on the lottery, I don't think I'll be going out there anytime soon. Just checking to see if there's anybody else jumped on here. Michael Hurtneck, good to see you, Mike. Glad you could join us. We've had a few new guys in here tonight. Jumped on the stream. It's really great to see you guys. Okay, let's go in and do this draw. So most of you have seen what I'm giving away. So let me go in and share the screen. Get this prize draw done. StreamYard, giveaway, share. Okay, there's 23 entries. So good luck, everybody. We're just going to go in and we'll spin this up now. There you go. Info Brothers. Congratulations, sir. Let me just, I think I got your details. Yeah, I got your address. You don't have to worry about sending it to me. Congratulations. I'll get that stuff packed up and sent out this week for you. Dale's Pogue is at hi to Dale. Info says thanks, Mark. Yeah, so you can see you got the little beanie hat, little screwdriver, and there's a couple of stickers there as well. And there you go. I'll get them packed up and sent out tonight. So if there's any other questions on this press, guys, I don't know if any of you turn it round. Any of you got any other questions? I can show you a couple of things on this. So with the press itself, it's got, let me undo this. So you've got the locking nut, the locking bolt on the side. You can just crack that off. And then we can take, if you take it all the way out, so this is how it locks it down. So it comes with this big chunk of aluminum that locks it down. And then you can see there's actually 9 stations. So if you're just running 3 dies like I'm doing on the 308, you can get away with setting up to 3 calibers. If you want to get heads, so the head just comes out like this. You can see where it locks it down. So you can see that. So it goes in there and locks it down. So these heads you can buy. So if you're doing multiple calipers and you wanted more heads, you can get that. There is a ball and a spring back there. And then there's a bearing just inside there as well. And then just to drop it back in. And it just drops back in. And then you just take the locker back on. So if you wanted, like I said, if you wanted to get multiple heads, it's just a factor. You can buy the heads and bring them in. And then this T-bar goes back down. So if it's loose, like I said, you can turn it from station to station. But the idea is once you do it and you lock it on the torque, this doesn't move. So the idea behind it is you're going to go through, you're going to do all your neck sizing first, then you bump in, and then your seat in. So you do it in batches. It's not that like the T7 that you can move it from side and you can do all the way through in one go. You're just going to be at one station at a time. It's set up so everything is locked, everything is true and straight. And it's just, it's a great press, guys. It's a chunk of money. It's the most expensive press I've got in here. $10.50, probably about the same price for the $10.50. But as a standalone press, it's the most expensive press I got. And it really does, it does the job. Some of you are getting better results using other presses. I can see CW's having really good results from his press. but it shows up when you take it out and you shoot it. That's where you'll see the difference, is the actual tightness of the groups. So Info Brothers, is there any difference setting up the dies? No, there's no. You set the dies up as normal, and you do it so they're set up so it's just, it touches, and you can see basically there, if I show you on the handle, there's just, when it's all the way down, you can go just a little bit more. It's touching there. I suppose that is the tiniest bit of cam over, I suppose, but they just tell you to bring it so it just touches, everything's in line, and you don't want to be forcing it, because what happens is as soon as you force it onto the cam over, and if you start twisting this head, everything goes out of line. Everything designed to be in line where it just touches. So it's like setting up all of the dies, except you're not putting the cam over like you would with the T7. Jimmy Petty, I suggest getting the flat bullet seater plate, shell plate. Okay. Yeah, they do their own range of shell plates where the shell holders, you can buy them from 419, and they're slightly different design, but the machine is designed that it'll run on the normal ones. Hi, Vanessa. Vanessa Kitty has joined us. Good to see you. Dale Pogue says, my son-in-law has that press. Have you had a chance to use it, Dale? Do you go over and use it at all, or you just let him do it? 1903 says, our press is well designed and thought out. Yeah, they spent a lot of time, I think, developing and getting it right. And when it went to market, I don't think it needed any updates or changes. It was right out of the box, ready to go. So I'm just going down and reading there. CW says, once you have a good solid press, dies make a big difference. Yeah, I use that. Like I said, I use these red in competition dies. I really like them. They're spring loaded underneath, so you can actually get everything stays in line. As you bring in everything up into the die, it stays well. And I really like the red in dies. There's a lot of good dies out there, but I tend to myself just like the red in dies. Thorax saying he's getting good results from his rock chucker. Michael Dunn, I can see MacMan owning an Apex 10. I've looked at them, Mike, but I'm set up. I got my couple of 650s. I got my 1050. I got the Zero and the T7 over there. I'm happy with what I got. That Apex is a really, really nice press. But I think I'm all pressed out, to be honest with you. I don't think I need any more. Gun website has joined us. Good to see you. 23 thumbs up. Good evening from Tucson. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, guys, if you'd like the stream. I would really appreciate it. Michael says, I think Area 49 making plates for the T7 now. I think you're right. There's a few companies out there making different tool heads and stuff for the T7 to improve them. No rain yet. On the website, I haven't seen any rain. We had a good storm blow through here last night and the night before. We'll probably get it again around about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm just looking outside now. It's a little bit cloudy, but no sign of any of that heavy rain yet. CW saying, love Reading, but if I want ultimate, I'll look to Wilson or Forrester. And then he says, I was really tempted, but for the dollar, I just don't see it making a difference in product I produce. Hi, Chad. Chad Kelly joined us. We're almost done, to be honest with you, Chad. We're coming up on an hour. We were talking about the area 4 and 9 press tonight. So if you have a chance, maybe go back and have a look at it. Macman, aren't the turrets for that press pricey? Yes, I believe they are. I think the tool head, over $200, I believe, for that tool head. Maybe a bit more, I don't know. I may get a second one because I got my 308, I'll get my 7mm mag and my 300 Win mag on those, so I could use that one. And then if I get another one, then I can set it up for my 338 Lepore. Or just change the dies around if you don't mind setting the dies up every time. But probably I will get another head and set up 2 sets on each, because once they're set, there's going to be no difference in consistency of what you're doing. Everything's going to be set, and once you swap the head around, it's going to be good. So I may get another one if one pops up on sale, or they do a little promo or something. I can get one on sale. I may get another one and just set up 2 different die sets on each one rather than 3. So yeah, maybe at a later date if I can get one. Gizzard Gary joined us. Good to see you, Gary. Chessboard, I bought a blemish spare head for under $100. Nothing area 4 or 9 is very cheap, but that's a great deal if you've got one for $100. That's a great deal. Okay, guys. So I'm just going to turn this quickly back over here so you can see my ugly mug again. So I really appreciate you all jumping on. Hope you enjoyed it. It was another short one. I like to keep it around about an hour. And looking at a quick look, it was the most people have jumped on for one of my streams so far, and I'm really, really happy you guys did, and really grateful you jump on to my streams. I think we hit 36 or 38 people tonight, which was awesome. It's growing, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying my streams. Let's grab this over here. G23, yeah, great stream, Mark Man 039 reloading. So I'm hoping to get G23 on my next interview. So it'll probably be, I'll do 2 more lives, and then I'm trying to do an interview every 4th stream. So I think CW is going to be my next victim. So no, it's all good. So if any of you have seen the interview streams, hopefully they're going well and you enjoy them. So hopefully G can jump on and we'll do one in a couple of weeks with him. What's James saying? Macman rerun, is that press as smooth as snot on the doorknob? Yes, it is super, super smooth. It doesn't grip, it doesn't grab. It's a beautiful press. It's well made, well constructed, and it does a really, really good job. So, and it's nice and smooth. Maybe one day CW will come down here and I can get him loading on it, and maybe I'll change his mind on it. Petra says, I want to stock up on brass like that. Yeah, it's you can see my little setup. I've got everything. Pistol and rifle up there. Most of it is in batches. All the rifle brass is in batches, and I keep notes inside everywhere that how many times have been fired and everything like that, so I know exactly how many times it's been fired. but I anneal after every shooting, so I'm going to get a lot more firings out of my brass because I actually anneal them. Michael Dunn says, great video. CW, thank you guys, I really appreciate that. Okay, I think we're pretty much done, guys, and I really appreciate you all jumping on. I've got an unboxing. I got a couple. I picked up a pistol today, guys, a new revolver. So I'm going to do an unboxing of that during the week. Anybody who are on the Hillbilly Ups show on Saturday night, I've managed to upload the video of me rallying an RS2000, Ford Escort RS2000 back in 1999 when I did a very wet and mucky stage close to my house where we did a rally. So I've got that video loaded up, ready to go. So that's going to be uploaded onto YouTube pretty soon. Just a quick one, I showed you guys earlier. So I went to a local gun store and he had some used stuff in, and just show you quickly before I go, guys. So I picked up this RCBS model 505 reloading scale, and when you look at it and you look at the pans and everything in there, I don't think it's been used. This thing is like new. There's no marks on it, there's no dirt on it, and I picked this up for the grand total of $10. So I picked that press up for that scale up for $10. I picked up some 500 S&W 500 grain bullets, full box of those, $30 for those. There were some 308 bullets, a box of those, 160 grain, boat tail, 308 bullets with the little plastic tips on them. I picked up them for $30 for a box of those. There's probably only one or two gone out of it. And the big bargains I picked up, I managed to pick up some CCI Magnum small rifle primers. $25 I paid for that, and it is 800 in there. There's 2 sleeves missing from that one, and there was one there then, a full box, 1,000 for $40. So I ended up paying $65 for 1,800 Magnum small rifle. So yeah, I was really happy with that. That was a good pickup tonight. And like I said, I also picked up a pistol, a nice little revolver, pretty rare one. So I'll do an unboxing on that as well. So huge thanks. Dwayne7834 joined us as well. Huge thanks to everybody who joined us. We'll be back again next Monday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Arizona time. And hopefully I'll jump on maybe with Elliot AR Guns Thursday night, or Hillbilly on Saturday night for his shows. 2 great shows for you new guys out there. 2 great shows. And also don't forget Chris from the 740 on a Wednesday night. And on a Friday night, we've got the Georgia Shooting Connection and then Gizzard Gary. Some great shows. There's some really, really good guys in there, and they know their stuff. You'll pick up a lot of information from them. So if you have a chance, just jump onto those shows as well. So thanks, everybody. It's been great. Really appreciate you all jumping on, and we'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody, and be safe.